Hello, everyone. Welcome to the We Talk Dumb cast.
Oh boy, this
With
sure was a good uh, intro song to start us off. Ooh, catchy tunes.
uh,
8-bit, very 8-bit.
yes, so it's good to be back. With our second episode of We Talk Dumb cast, we really tried to get this one out earlier to you guys. In fact, we did have a special guest, and we're probably gonna have that special guest on the show at some point. But
We're
and
gonna
to that
call
special
this.
guest, you know who you are.
We're
We
gonna call him Chimango.
We hope to have you on the show at some point. But this was a very, but the episode was kind of delayed, so we really needed to, throw something out really quick. So we're sorry that we did this one without you. We would like to have a video with you. The thing is, we asked, a ton of people to send us, an email about wanting to be on the show, and we got a lot of people who wanted to be on the show. So we um, are
We
going
will
to
get to you.
yeah, we will get to you eventually. So we really, really appreciate it. Keep sending us emails if you want to be on the show. It may be a couple weeks, but we will get you. Get you. And by the way, we're trying to get back on track of going one episode a week. I know we promised that in the beginning, and it was really bad. But and this is only our second episode, but we really, really want to get back on track with that. So,
Right. We're gonna be trying. We're gonna try to pre-record them. We're
it's
actually recording this episode on Tuesday.
yeah, especially the fact that summer's coming up. It's gonna get a lot easier. No more schoolwork and um, yeah, so it's gonna be a lot better. So guys, today, guys and girls,
Oh, and
today
others.
we are going to talk about food. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I love some of that.
So, one of the things, I mean, you know, we uh, Alex and I have some very similar opinions about some of the things we're going to be talking about today. So we're not necessarily going to be arguing about too much. We may, I don't know, but some of it is going to just be discussion and things that we would like to tell you guys. So fun, fun, fun.
And I do plan on starting an argument
Yeah. Okay.
in this episode.
Um.
I'm gonna do that just out of contempt.
Yeah. So it is what it is, and let's get started.
I'm so angry. I'm so angry. I have so much bitterness on the started debate.
Um. So,
Our
Alex,
hot
would you
dog
like to?
sandwiches.
Oh yeah, our hot dog sandwiches. So I think Alex and I are on the same page. Hot dogs are not sandwiches.
Yeah, they're not.
They're not sandwiches. So, many
Are
people
are
argue against Alex and I about this, but at least I know I am very firm in the fact that they are not sandwiches. And um, those of we have some people on our side who are pretty big in the hot dog and sandwich industry. The and I might be saying this wrong, but it's something around these lines. The National Hot Dog and Sandwich Council, something like that. I don't remember. Some council that either
uh,
has to do with sandwiches or hot dogs, I don't remember, is on our side. That sandwiches or that hot dogs are not sandwiches. Um, and that, yeah, you're angrily
yeah.
typing, I
It's
can
the
hear.
National Sandwich Council.
All right,
I
National
just did a
Sandwich.
bit of
Now,
I
although,
just did a bit of googling.
so
Googling.
so we have the National
They have
Sandwich
a
Council
Twitter.
on our side, okay? But I will
They have a
admit
Twitter.
that
It's at Nat Sand Council.
um so we have a pretty big force on
Wait,
our
they have
side.
one follower. Never mind, I don't think that's it. They have one follower.
But keep in mind, okay, and I like to sometimes admit um the truth that the other side does have some uh, credibility because they have Webster on their side. Webster considers a hot dog a sandwich. And the definition was unclear. We went through the definition, Webster's definition, all that. We were like, oh, well, would this be, a sandwich if this, it was all unclear. But Webster himself said, I'm going to end the debate pretty, and this is, paraphrasing. I'm going to end the debate right now. Hot dogs are not sandwiches. That triggered a outburst from the National Sandwich Council. They declared you're wrong, and they actually voted against it. And I don't really know where we're at with this now. This was as of maybe a month ago or something like that, but it was a while ago.
Okay, I don't think it's the National Sandwich Council. I think what we're thinking of here is the National Hot Dog and Sausage Council.
Okay.
Which is very big. That's opposed to the National Sandwich Council, which has one follower on Twitter.
All right. Well, either way, we're gaining credibility here, and these big forces of hot dogs are on our side. I mean, you guys, what do you guys think? Are hot dog sandwiches? Comment below. Very important.
It's time for fun facts with Alex.
It is time for fun facts with Alex. What's today's fun facts, Alex?
This is this is a section we like to do on our podcast.
Second episode.
It's tradition. This is a section we like to do where me, Alex, I give a fun fact, and the fun facts are with me. So I'm about to give a fun fact by saying it with my mouth. So, according to the National Hot Dog and Sausage Council of America, or the NHDSC for short, America's favorite hot dog toppings, 71% prefer mustard on their hot dog.
Wow.
52% prefer ketchup, and 47% prefer chili.
Wow. No one for barbecue, huh?
Ew, barbecue? What?
Yeah, dude. I'm all for barbecue sauce on my my hot dogs.
Maybe on a burger.
The thing is, I used to put ketchup on it. I don't like mustard in general. I used to put ketchup on it, and it kind of, I don't know. Eventually, after I tried out barbecue sauce once, and then I really liked it, and I put ketchup on it sometime afterwards, and it was just, oh, that is awful. I don't like that nearly as much. I love ketchup, but for some reason now I can't eat it with hot dogs because I just love that barbecue.
Okay.
Anyway, so hot dogs, I think, so that topic is, do you think we've worn that topic out at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah, so one thing, is a cereal a soup?
I was going to bring this up. Cereal is breakfast soup.
I disagree.
I know you did disagree. And cereal is a breakfast soup. Okay? Or what we think of cereal is when you have dry cereal with no milk.
Okay.
Just in the box,
So you should be locked up in an insane asylum and...
Whoa. You're getting a little harsh here, okay?
I mean, you know how that episode of SpongeBob where they're like, "What makes you so tough?" And he's like,
yeah,
Welcome to that one. It's
yeah.
I feel like this scariest, most toughest one of those people is the guy who walks up and is like, "I ate cereal this morning without any milk."
No.
Wait, was that actually one of them? I don't remember. You guys will have to
know.
let me know. I don't remember. Might have actually been one of them.
Listen, I was not saying that I eat cereal with milk. without milk, I would like to put my hand up here and interject and say that you interrupt me and that hurt my feelings.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Okay. I don't know if I can finish. This podcast is over. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to the finale of We Talk Dumb. Sure. Okay. All right.
Okay, so
So, when you have dry cereal, right? Just sitting in the box, like that's cereal. However, when you add milk to that cereal, which is the proper way for cereal to be eaten, when you add milk to that, the milk becomes the broth, and the cereal is the juicy meat chunks in the still. And when you have beef, when you have just a slab of beef, right?
mm-hmm.
That's beef, right?
Mm.
But when you combine that with beef broth and peas and carrots and tomato chunks and chili powder, you don't call this new concoction beef. You call it chili. Okay? It's the same thing when you have cereal, and that's cereal. And then when you add milk to it, you call it breakfast soup.
Okay,
That is,
where are you basing
soup.
this off of? Let's ask
What am
why,
I basing this
how
off
does
of?
that make it a soup? What would
The
be
milk is the broth. Every soup needs broth
so as
and
long as it has a
filler.
broth and a substance, a solid, it is a soup. Is that what you're saying?
I would argue that not every thing that has a broth and a substance is a soup. But in the case of cereal, you've got a bunch of little tiny chunky bits inside the broth. I wouldn't say that an ice cream float is a soup or something. But
Well, why not? You have all these little ice cream floaty bits.
no, you just have one big
What about ice water?
one big chunky bit. Ice water is a soup, yeah.
Ice water is a soup.
Ice water is a soup. Ice water is a type of soup. I think that you have a very closed mind view of this, and you think that soup has to be for lunch or for dinner, and
It
has
doesn't.
to be a meal.
It doesn't.
It doesn't? What? Then
I don't think it
it
does.
has. What's your definition
But
of soup?
I
Without using a dictionary, what is your definition of soup?
and keep in mind, definitions can definitions are limited. With words, you can only describe, because you have to describe all the possible limitations. Like if you were
Okay.
trying to, you get what I'm saying? Like,
Okay, I understand
like,
that. Yeah,
okay, so
but
let's say
I
they wanted to, they don't have in mind. All right, we have to remember to keep out breakfast cereal as soup. Like they don't have that in mind. Like they're just they're putting in this definition from their own mind, and it's going. Do you kind of get what I'm saying? Like it's
yeah, no, and I'm not even pulling my definition from a dictionary, and I like to set some ground rules that in this debate we don't use dictionaries because
exactly
Webster's dictionary has hot dogs as a
exactly
sandwich
exactly.
in the dictionary. So let's not even go there, and let's use personal definitions. And what's your definition of soup?
And again, keeping out the disclaimer that my words can only mean so much to what I'm actually thinking when I think of
Yeah,
soup.
we got that.
But I would say if I had to put words to it, soup would be a Some form of broth, yeah. And
Mhm.
and I mean the thing is, yeah, I'm going to give a definition of soup that's not going to limit, you know, breakfast cereal. And uh, because I'm going to say something like uh, a type of broth with substance typically used like meat and fish or something like that. Um, but or wait, would you use fish in soup? I don't know. Oh wait,
Yeah,
it's
you
time
can
for
use
our
fish and stuff.
sponsor. 15 minutes in.
Oh, we're 15 minutes in. All right, it's time to just cut off this debate mid-sentence and talk about our sponsor. Today's sponsor is, of course, imdb.com.
Of course,
I-
we're gonna get in
imdb.
big trouble if we ever get like.
No, what are you talking about? We're sponsored by imdb.com. I'm kidding. We're not actually sponsored by imdb.com. Today's sponsor is knowyourmeme.com. Knowyourmeme.com is the world's leading source for good memes and for, if you ever want an explanation on like what are those or the origin of what are those, the one where you point to the shoes, um, or if you want an explanation of maybe you got the dabs, you got the whips, you got the nays, you got all the memes.
Very relevant, very relevant memes.
Um, Pepe the Frog, no. You got that. Rage, Rage comics, and
Oh, we could talk about. We could do a whole episode about memes.
we will do a whole episode on memes. So I'm actually gonna pull up the Rage Comics Know Your Meme page right now, and just give you a little taste, a little tidbit of what you're missing if you don't browse Know Your Meme. Oh yeah, on the top bar of Know Your Meme it says cheeseburger and I can has and fail. So
Oh,
if that's not good enough memes for you, Rage Comics. Hold on. Ooh. Okay. This just I can't read this. This is so much information that you'll just have to. Okay, here we go. We have some examples. Here's a forever alone face. It's that funny rock that cries. The top text says, "Make dinner for two." Bottom text says, "Don't have to cook tomorrow." And I think that really like explaining memes out loud gives a good. It packs a punch to the meme that just reading the meme couldn't, because
I think that's enough time for our sponsor.
you get to deliver the meme with emphasis and with passion. I don't want to stop talking about Know Your Meme. I get paid by the hour. They have a whole section on phrases beginning with lay.
Okay, so
Example usage is lay browsing Know Your Meme. Anyway, so I think that's enough talking about knowyourmeme.com, our sponsor.
so
So what? I forget what we were debating. Breakfast soup.
mhm.
AKA cereal. So you were saying something
Yeah, so I
before
don't.
we had this.
I know your argument is the point of view for a cereal is very closed off, and by the definition, it should be anything that has a broth and a substance. But I would say that that um, certain things that we have defined as, people, like, are, like, kind of go beyond, like, how do I put this? Um, the definition of a soup doesn't apply to a cereal just because we think, hey, it has the same components or it has the same, like, you get what I'm saying?
I
Like,
think you're getting a little philosophical here.
like it has, like, just because, um, how do I guess I'll back up a second. Um, I think that we are that you are a little too opened up, and you say we are too
Mm,
closed off. But I would argue that you are a little too open up to the idea of what is a soup, because I think the societal definition of soup would be, um, something like with chicken or meat or in a broth that would, yeah, and it doesn't always have to be those, no, but I think there is a basic template for soup besides components in broth that cereal does not fit.
okay, I get what you're saying. So you are saying that soup has to have meat in it.
And I don't think it's even meat either. I think because you can have, like, um, I mean, I think some form of meat is typically important. Again, you don't have to have meat. I'm sure there's, like, vegetarian soups and stuff, and things like that. Um, but I do think that, and I don't know how to specifically explain it, but I think that even without meat, you could see a soup and be like, and not even have to point out to yourself that it's a soup. You'd know just because it fits a
So,
basic template. But when, but I don't think that the that a cereal or an iced water fit that basic template.
so you're saying that because we as a society don't instantly recognize something as soup, then it's not soup.
Well, if we're talking about, because, like, when you say, is this something, then, like, is this something like, according to what, you know so I would say, in this, we're talking about according to us right now as a present society. What do we consider, like, is this a soup?
Okay. Uh, I Yeah, I think that what people as a society think is still relevant though, because based on the facts, cereal is a soup.
Based on, well, we haven't concluded any facts. You've concluded that it
Based on the
has
facts
your
that
template,
I
your definition, by
based
the
on the
way.
facts that I've presented.
Based on the facts that you've presented, that it fits a template that you've created, by the way,
Name a
uh,
different
a
template.
broth and a.
Name a different
And, by the
template.
way, I don't know if milk or water even counts as broth.
It's a liquid that pairs with the ingredients. That's what a broth is.
So then, when you are
So
making,
you wouldn't use beef broth in chicken noodle soup. You would use chicken broth.
so
You would use
anything.
milk.
Well,
You
you
would use milk
said
with
in the
cereal
beginning,
because
and I
milk
could,
pairs well with
the
cereal.
viewers can scrub back to the beginning. You said, now that doesn't mean that anything with a solid and a liquid is a soup. Like, no.
I'm not saying that anything with a solid and a liquid is
Well,
a
then
soup.
you don't. You're not matching your own template.
I'm saying that like What are you talking about?
So what's your
Um,
template for a soup? What's your definition?
it's got broth, right?
A
And that can
liquid.
be
So
that
let's call it a
it,
liquid because that's what you say.
broth is a liquid that pairs well with the thing. You wouldn't use beef broth and chicken noodle soup. You would use chicken broth, and you would use milk and cereal because it just pairs well with
Let's
cereal.
look up. Well, okay. I know we're not. You don't want to look up
Mm.
definitions for things, but broth.
What's your definition of a broth before you look it up?
Well, that's why I wanted to look it up. I don't know how to define broth. I mean, obviously I know what it is, but I don't know how to define it specifically.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. Uh, what would you say? Like, okay, but you still didn't answer my question. Like, or no. You were answering my question. I kind of interrupted you. So so a liquid, because I'm replacing broth for liquid for you, because that's like even you've admitted that's what a liquid that pairs with it. So liquid.
Yeah, not
Um,
just any liquid. You wouldn't use water in cereal.
okay, but
Um,
you would use water. So as long as
no,
it pairs with it, it's a broth.
I'd say that there are other ingredients that go back to a broth is used in a soup. I'll say that. And there are other components of a soup that will also determine whether a broth is a broth, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Um, so you have a liquid, as you will only let me say. Um,
Well,
you
I'm
have
just
a
saying
liquid.
in your argument, I feel like uh,
Okay.
if we are making it putting it down to the basics of what your template is, like so the bare basics of your template, your
Okay.
definition.
Okay. Um, you got a liquid, right? We've established that multiple times. Um, and you have ingredients. You have the substance. You, um, you've got the chunky bits in the liquidy bits. Cereal is the chunky bits. Milk is the broth. And I think that a broth is different from any liquid in that a broth has to be used in soup. And for it to be a soup, there have to be certain chunky bits, and there has to be the ingredients that pair well with the liquid. Those chunky bits, those ingredients have to pair well with the liquid. So I think those are like the three, and there are probably others that I'm not thinking of right now, but those are the three main components to a soup, in my opinion.
Okay.
Like when you think of soup, when I think of soup, I think of chili or chicken noodle. Chili's got chili's got the chili powder broth, right? It's got beef, it's got beans and other stuff.
So what makes your definition credible to the like what, because we're trying to answer the question, is a cereal a soup? So what makes your definition credible to that argument?
Well, you've got the cereal and you got the milk, and the milk pairs well with the cereal, and the cereal
I
is the
get that,
chunky bit.
but I'm saying your definition of soup, what makes it credible to this argument? Like, what makes it credible so that people can say, yeah, he's right? Because it is, as I can remind you, your.
Give me a better definition of soup. You never gave a definition of soup or your soup template.
Well, I did say that yes, it was um a broth with a type of food substance, but that's substance is almost
The chunky
always
bits.
meat or something.
That's where the problem lies. aren't expanding your mind.
Yeah, and
Your
that is
mind is
open.
very
You're right.
closed.
You're right.
Um, you're still confining yourself to say that the chunky bits in a soup have to be meat, which I would argue that they don't. That it doesn't have to be meat.
That's a good point. And that's a good point. Um, so it looks like we're out of time.
Yeah.
Uh,
We've been going for about a half hour. Um, let us know in the comment section. Do
Who
you think
won?
cereal? Yeah, who won? Do you think cereal is a breakfast soup?
Or who had the better argument, anyways? I mean, you could post both. Do you think cereal is a breakfast soup? And who had the better argument?
Yeah,
I
you
honestly
can.
think you had the better argument, but my argument's right. If I'm being
Thank you.
honest.
Yeah. Okay. And also, do you think hot dogs are sandwiches? And if you do, you're wrong. So don't bother commenting.
Yeah,
But
we can. You
we
can
don't want to
also
hear that.
leave our podcast forever and never come back.
Yeah, we don't want you here.
I'm kidding. We love you. We actually need you.
I'm
We
not.
kind of want to eat.
What are you talking? We don't.
I know we don't live off this show. Okay. Well,
We
one day
live with our
we
parents.
should. No, I'm kidding. You know, I already work at Chick-fil-A, so you know.
My name's Zach. I have a job.
All right. Well, see you guys later. Thank you for tuning in. Remember, if you guys want to contact us, go to alexzachcast@gmail.com. That's not a web address. That's an email. So email us if you want to be on the show. And
Yeah.
if you guys know any free podcast hosting sites, please let us know because we are looking for one. Until then, we will stay on YouTube and YouTube only. Love you guys. Bye.
Hey.